Hello, this is our weekend forecast for the days of May 6th and 7th. And this is Karen's Gentle Tarot message for the weekend. I'm pleased to tell you that you've done so well at all your mental activity. It's now just time to give it a rest. That is symbolized by Four of Swords or Four of Michael. And basically all your mental resources have been exhausted, and more mental activity is not going to yield what you want, so it's just best to retreat for the moment, rest, relaxation, meditation, and come back renewed and refreshed. And maybe during that time you'll have an epiphany, because if you're out walking in nature, usually that's when people reconnect with God. I know I do personally. One of my favorite activities is if I'm walking the dog and I go to a special tree and I listen to what this grandfather tree has to say. And it's very verbose tree. It always gives me really good information. You don't have a grandfather tree? Maybe you should get one. And it's just kind of a cool thing that I do for myself. And then we're crossed by Ace of Coins. The Ace of Coins means the best that we can hope for. And this is a great message. It says your planned business will be very successful. Your ability to manifest your dreams are extremely powerful. You may meet someone who can open doors for you. Wow, that sounds like a good thing. Or just have a wonderful, brilliant idea and bright prospects, a change in job or a promotion. So that sounds really good. Wow. For all you business people or people consider themselves entrepreneurs, yay. Lots of yays. And what is immediately below us, or in the immediate past, was the King of Wands, or King of Gabriel. And this hints at keeping our eye on the bigger picture, like not limiting ourselves as to what seems to be chaotic for the moment. Yeah, you're looking at the bigger picture to come up with a grand vision and not getting bogged down by obstacles. And you're one of those people that people just expect you to take the lead and let your enthusiasm and natural charm shine through. I mean, you just create miracles out of what look like problems. And that's in a recent past. So if you're one of those persons, then it follows that the weekend is made for you, because you're supposed to put that down for the time being and vacate mental activities, rest and relax, and talk it over with God, like nap, and then when you wake up from your nap, you dreamt about solving your problems. Edison used to do that. Edison used to take 2-hour cat naps, and that's how he was so instrumental in coming up with the incandescent light. So there's something to be said about that kind of philosophy. And okay, so I told you this one and this one. And then in our near future is Three of Wands. This is more good news. This is saying that our ship has come in, or we may need to travel for business reasons. Review options, but while you're reviewing options, remain optimistic. And it's like the idea of cutting through adversity, because cutting through adversity. The Two of Wands, that's our outcome card, is a great card too, because it hints at you've made great progress, but you know, it's kind of like you took that time out because now you're refreshed, revitalized, so now you can reassert yourself on Monday morning and get things moving again. You know, remind people of why you're at work, where you're going, hand them the syllabus, tell people where they're going so they have a fresh, clear direction. It says you might have to make a choice because it's two of Gabriel or two of Wands. So you might have to hints at two directions. Be bold, be ambitious, follow your heart, because look, you know, your mental activity was so bogged down that you've been in your analyzer for too long. So you had to come out of that space in order to look at and be rested in order to look at what your heart wanted, you know, following your hunches. And it's also highlighting important relationships where they're advising to partner with people that have share your enthusiasm and your outlook on life, your philosophies, or your joie de vivre. And in our future, we have that's our outcome. In our future, you have to be motivated to break away from your mental activity. And your motivation is you pull the Major Arcana card, which in typical cards it's called the World. Here, Doreen renames that the Wheel. And the way I saw that wheel is I pictured a Ferris wheel. And because it's some movement forward. And Ferris wheel meaning like the Ferris wheel of life, you know, the ups and downs of being on the you know. Well, maybe people talk about the other ride, the roller coaster, but the Ferris wheel kind of was more of a gentle, I just, you know, it's or the merry-go-round. You know, the merry-go-round is more of a gentle, kind of old-timey picture of what people think it is to go through life, being on the Ferris wheel or on the merry-go-round, and it's meant to point you in the right direction. You know, kind of like, you know, create a more joyful and fulfilling life. Maybe you were just going through the motions. You know, you're going around and around, and it's a fun ride, but you're just going through the motions because you like the I can't remember the Calliope music, and okay, and or it might hint at an unexpected event. You know, like the Wheel of Fortune, the World, it's karmic. And they're saying, okay, well, a karmic event happened because, or people talk about this, you were on the wrong path. And Supreme Being had to get you back on your right path. And now if you had been here at the time that your opportunity came, and the Ace of Coins is that opportunity that they're speaking of, you would have missed your opportunity because you would have been over here in the wrong state, or you'd been for me, I would have been in chiropractic, you know, been a doctor of chiropractic and not very visible to people or whatever, and only help a handful of people as opposed to reaching out and helping more than just a handful. Symbolically, obviously. And so we talked about the Ace of Coins, how that's your planned business, how it would be very, very successful. It's your ability to manifest dreams. You know, that ability is extremely powerful, and how you might meet someone who could open doors for you, and how a very just bright prospects or a very brilliant idea at your disposal, and or a little bit more mundane as a change in job or even a promotion, a much needed promotion. Let's see if I've covered all decks, and Yes, I did. And every time there is a major arcana card, it always hints of imminent change. And we were lucky not to have too many swords in this reading, so it's not a lot of tension. We know exactly where we're going. We're looking forward to the weekend to put things down, mental activity down, refresh, relax, retreat, and then come back on Monday morning and start up again, heading in the right direction. And I'm going to look psychically about any additional information from the other side that wants to come through. I just hear initiative or a push is not a good idea right now. There's too much going on. If you push, you're not going to get what you want. Slow down. Smell the roses. Drink the water. They're kind of like saying, if you guys find, a hot tub or take a much needed bath, that relaxation, a bath devoted to relaxation, clear your headspace, talk it over the Supreme Being, stay away from work. Less is more here. Finding time for you right now is really needed. Like the Italians say, the joy of doing nothing. I can't remember the Italian words, but the sweetness of doing nothing. It's basically the direct translation from Italian. And like people watching. Call a friend. Go to dinner. Have small meals like Italian style, like tapas. Have fun. Play like children. Laugh and skip and do fun. It's like I see the fountains of the trivia fountains. If you could have a beautiful Italian fountain to skip through, that's kind of the sweetness of doing nothing. And yeah, they're saying like just go back to your abode and giggle madly. I mean, just play like children, and tell yourself that when you're good and silly, then you'll feel better, and then actually follow through and do it. And that's gonna set you up for a delightful weekend, I think. So permission to run joy. Who's going to give you permission to do that? You are. So thank you so much for being an attentive audience. As always, I had so much fun and joy offering these words of advice. You run with it or not. But I had fun imparting the information. I hope you found some inspiration. And have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much. Lots of love and blessings. Bye-bye.